Okay, so to start with this chicken green bean stir fry, I have, actually this is 14 ounces of chicken, but a pound works. It's just, that's what I'm working with today. So I'm going to season it. This is a combination of a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper. I'm gonna go ahead and shake that on. I have a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Some of you in my past videos always ask, what does baking soda do? It just helps tenderize the meat. That's what it does. Now I'm going to add a tablespoon of Shaoxing cooking wine and a tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce. Now just give this a really good mix. And after it's mixed, I am going to marinate this for at least 30 minutes. I want to get dinner on the table, but I do have a little bit of prep work to do, so I'll probably keep it in the fridge for about 30 minutes and then set it on the counter for about 10 to 15 to take the chill off. Okay, going in the fridge. Oh, by the way, you'll want to cover this. I'm going to cover this with cling wrap. Okay, so the next order of business, I am going to be blanching my fresh green beans. This is 12 ounces. It was a 12-ounce bag of green beans that I had in the back of my fridge. Needs to be used. So I'm going to blanch them in boiling water. I'm going to let this, let the green beans cook for about 45 seconds to a minute in the boiling water. Then I'm going to remove them from the boiling water and shock them in cold water. And that's it. These will be ready for the stir fry. Okay, so I am going to make a sauce slurry, so to speak. And here I have 3/4 cup of low sodium chicken broth. To that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of Shaoxing cooking wine, and cornstarch. This is going to help thicken the sauce when I add it to the stir fry. Now just give it a good mix. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of sugar, and you could start with 1 teaspoon, give it a taste, and add another. A lot of the ratios to these ingredients are up to you, but once this is combined, it's good to go. Okay, so here I have my pan wok preheating. I'm going to add about 1.5 tablespoons of cooking oil. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of ginger. This is fresh ginger paste, and 3 large cloves of garlic going in. Now I'm going to add the whites of 2 scallions. Wow, this combination always smells great. Now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of ground chili paste. This is sambal. It's optional. If you don't want spice in this, it totally works without it, but I love to use this, if you haven't noticed, in some of my recipes. Okay, I'm going to saute this for about 30 seconds. Okay, so at this point, I have my heat set to the highest setting, and I probably should have used the larger burner, but for this wok or this pan, I like to use like the medium-sized one. But you really want to get your pan hot, almost to the point where you see wisps of smoke. Okay, so now I'm going to add my marinated chicken right in, and I'm going to stir fry this over a high heat for about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so I had to switch out the spoon now that the chicken is pretty much cooked. It's been about 3 minutes over a high heat. Now the cook time also is going to vary depending how thick you cut the chicken pieces, but these were fairly thin, most of them anyways. Okay. I'm going to give this another mix because sometimes the cornstarch settles to the bottom. I'm going to actually create a space right here. I want the sauce to touch the hot surface of the pan because that's what's going to help it thicken right in my pan. Now I'm just going to work this in, and it should thicken fairly quick. It takes about 30 seconds or so. Once it starts to thicken, I'm going to add in the green beans. Okay, so once my sauce started to thicken, that's when I stirred in the meat. I really didn't want to boil the meat. So as you can see, it is getting thick. Now I'm going to add my green beans. These are blanched green beans that I shocked in cold water. Give everything a stir. It'll continue to thicken. And this is pretty much done. By the way, I do like to add large chunks of onion, but I had to toss all my onion out because there was a warning that people got sick with onion, even though I would have cooked it, but still didn't want to take any chance. But you can definitely add the chunks of onion. Sometimes I like to add mushroom, and sometimes I do this with broccoli instead of green beans. Just depends what I have. Okay, so here is the finished dish. I've plated it, and as you can see, the sauce really does thicken up as it gets hot and then cools off a bit after you serve it. So it really is an easy dish to make. It's very versatile, and it's very delicious. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.